Now, the Nottingham triple killer, Valdo Calocane, has been sentenced to be detained indefinitely at a high-security hospital after admitting the manslaughter of two university students, O'Malley Kumar and Barnaby Webber, and school caretaker Ian Coates in June last year. New CCTV footage released today shows Barnaby and Grace walking home after a night out before they were brutally attacked and killed. Shortly afterwards, he went on to stab his third victim, Ian Coates. Now, reacting to the sentencing today, the victim's family slammed the police and the Crown Prosecution Service. We can watch and listen now.
True justice has not been served today. We as a devastated family have been let down by multiple agency failings and ineffectiveness. To the Assistant Chief Constable, Rob Griffin, you have blood on your hands. If you had just done your jobs properly, there's a very good chance my beautiful boy would be alive today.
Well, they've raised questions as to why Calocane wasn't stopped earlier, given that he was arrested twice, sectioned and hospitalised in 2020. The following year, he was sectioned again, and in September 2022, a warrant was issued for his arrest. That warrant was still outstanding when he went on his fatal killing spree. The victims' families were also highly critical of the Crown Prosecution Service for bringing manslaughter charges instead of murder, citing the killer's premeditated planning, his collection of lethal weapons and the brutality of the attacks as more than enough evidence for murder charges. I'm joined now by former Prisons Minister Anne Widdecombe. Anne, have the victims been failed here? How on earth was this guy allowed to kill again and not be found guilty of murder?
Well, of course they've been let down. They've been let down very badly. But although I very rarely have anything good to say about the CPS, it is not their fault. They've got a paranoid schizophrenic. That's what this man is, a paranoid schizophrenic. Now, to be charged with murder, you've got to have what is called mens rea. That is, you've got to know what you're doing at the time. You've got to be mentally competent. If they had charged him with murder, the chances are quite high that he would have been found not guilty either by the jury or on appeal. They were right to go for manslaughter because you can, if you get a conviction for manslaughter, as has been done, keep that person behind bars, in this case in a secure mental hospital, for life. So you can do that. They were right to do that. I don't often stand up for the CPS, but on this case I do. But they've been massively failed, the victims, by the mental health services. I mean, we all know that if you have a paranoid schizophrenic who takes their medicine, they can be managed perfectly easily. All is well. If they don't take their medicine, they have psychotic episodes. And when they have psychotic episodes, what may happen is beyond imagination. And in this case, that is exactly what did happen. Now, he should have been detained and he should not have been released. And I do not know what conferences took place. Doubtless we shall find out.
Well,
I do not know what happened, but whatever happened,
I can't help but wonder, Anne, when we're dealing with somebody here who's been arrested twice, sectioned, hospitalised, the following year sectioned again, a warrant out for his arrest. I just can't help but wonder whether or not it's very convenient for the police and all the services involved to say, let's do him for manslaughter because the murder charge and then potential conviction sounds worse and it makes us more culpable.
No, I mean, I'm not convinced that a murder charge would have actually stuck. I'm not convinced that he wouldn't have got himself off, at least on appeal, because the law is clear. You've got to be mentally competent to be guilty of murder, but you can still get him locked up for life for manslaughter, and that is the practical option. What is not the practical option is that somebody with his record should have been free in the community, seemingly without much supervision even.
Yeah, I mean, it's remarkable. Look, I'm just going to play a little clip now from Assistant Chief Constable Rob Griffin. Sorry, it's a statement, actually. He said, I've personally reviewed this matter and we should have done more to arrest him. However, because of the circumstance prevailing at the time of the alleged assault, in my opinion, it is highly unlikely that he would have received a custodial sentence. So, obviously echoing what you were saying there, do you think that the public feel as though justice has been done here? I mean, the family don't, clearly.
Well, I don't know how the public feel. I do understand the reaction of the relatives. That's understandable. But if you stand back and ask yourself, what gave you the maximum chance of getting this man locked up for life, it would have been a manslaughter charge.
And can I just ask you quickly on something here, which a lot of people are skirting around? We were the first news channel to break the news that this individual was a migrant with a history of violence, who was known to police. And we're the only news channel that did that for quite some time, actually. There are question marks as to whether or not he should have even been in the country. I know he lived here for a very long time, though. I'm just keen to get your views on that.
Well, obviously, you've got to have much better control of the borders. We all know that. Much better control of individual assessments, much better control of who comes here and who doesn't. He had been here a long time. Okay. I think, therefore, it's not as if we just admitted somebody who came immediately with that record. The other thing is, of course, the warrant for his arrest was because he'd assaulted a police officer, and the police may well have just thought, we got other priorities.
And thank you very, very much. Former Conservative Minister Anne Widdecombe there.